Hi, hello guys, how are you all? இன்னைக்கு நான் எந்த படத்தை பற்றி பேச போகிறேன் அப்படின்னா ஒரு ஒரு 2 வாரம் இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஐ திங்க் ஸோ. ஏன்னா நான் படம் பார்த்து தியேட்டரில் பார்த்து ரொம்ப என்ஜாய் பண்ணி பற்றி பேசணும்னு நினச்சி டைம் இல்லாமல் ரொம்ப நாள் ஒரு ப்ரொகாஸ்டினேட் பண்ண படம் வந்து ஃபைனல் டெஸ்டினேஷன் பிளட்லைன்ஸ். இல்லை சோஷியல் மீடியாவில் அதாவது ஃபைனல் டெஸ்டினேஷனை பற்றி பிளட்லைன்ஸ் பற்றி ஏதாவது மீம்ஸ் அண்ட் மிடில்ஸ் ஏதாவது போய் பார்ப்போம் வாங்க. ஸ்ட்ரைட் கெட் டு தி ஷோ. வாங்க நம்ம ரெடிட் பக்கம் போவோம். Reddit, here we come. Bloodline is on verge of passing the 100 million mark, both domestic and worldwide, with its current haul standards 94 million and 92 million respectively. Also, I'm glad to see the series come back harder, but we will have to at least 2 more movies of crazy fun murders by death. Well earned, it was a blast. I'm so happy. I want more Final Destination movies. I hope it leads to more. As someone who has pretty bad fear of heights, the first moments of the movie nearly had me crumble to the floor laughing. I saw it with the D-box seat. I felt like death was sneaking around my seat during the movie. I love any movie that is obviously filmed in Vancouver. Glad for this, both the movie is getting excellent word of mouth and the Tony Dodd is getting a proper send-off with his last film. I think this should be a shining example to Hollywood that letting franchise breathe for a while and come back strong can lead to box office numbers this big. But we all know they won't. I'll see you all in here for Bloodlines too. I mean, you got to do it well though. The quality of sixth entry in the franchise is far above what one would normally think. Horror once again saves Hollywood. Wow. I love to add a few dollars to this number, but I hear nothing about a Japanese release yet. I'm checking it out this week. Can't wait. Okay. So everything was very positive, I guess. Good. Very happy Reddit. அடுத்தது பக்கம் போவாங்க. Final Destination scene was the craziest out of the whole franchise. என்னது கொய்யால ஆமாண்டா டேய், ஸ்பாயில் தான் இது, பட் நான் சரியான ஸ்பெயின். ஐ will always appreciate Final Destination for teaching me to pass every truck in the interstate with the sheet strapped on a trailer. Moving logs, no. Moving generator, fuck off. I ain't playing that. I never saw a movie but do the same because of the movie trailer log. I never saw a trailer but do the same because I saw a prototype of the movie poster log. I never saw the prototype but did the same because I heard someone talking about it. I live in Pawnee, and every time I see those giant log trucks, I nope out. That scene was so effing brutal for the time it came out. Moved here a few years ago from the flat, treeless Midwest. Didn't expect to have a name like flashback when I got stuck behind a log truck going through a mountain pass. To use up your mind, maybe these logs aren't going anywhere. If the truck crashes, skids and tips over, then sure, the logs might go everywhere too. But if a strap or chain breaks, the logs will stay. Maybe not every truck, but everyone I have seen has poles and something on the side holding the logs in. Logs are super heavy, especially before they are a clean ride. Logs are also now perfectly straight, very rough with the bark and branch knobs. There is so much friction holding down even the log that this driving is nearly enough wind force to make logs fly off back of a truck. Chains are more just to secure a load in case something does happen, it crashes, slamming brakes. What you should be concerned about is a truck being in a blind spot or next to a truck when a tire blows. I had that happen before. I almost got rammed off a bridge. Stay behind or speed up in front of semi trucks. This is so funny. My whole family saw the same thing. This is so funny. My whole family says the same thing when we are following a logging truck or in a truck that is hauling something loosely. Good thing they actually not held with chains like this in the movie. The franchise is a world without OSHA. I was driving home from Ukraine when a long truck screwed into our lane, forcing us over to emergency lane. As a kid, my family was driving to a vacation destination, luckily not a final one, and we were driving behind a truck moving sheet metal on some country road in a wooden area. All of a sudden, several sheets flew off back right at us. Luckily, my dad was trailing far enough behind that he was able to speed off to the shoulder to avoid any sort of collision. But man, did that scare the shit out of me. As a preteen, I remember seeing it happen like it was in slow motion, still pretty severe driving anxiety to this day thanks to that and several other near accidents that were just dumb luck. Ironically, this would have been right around when the first edition movie came out. It's super neat how they encourage the small, pretty, insignificant scene about the logging truck become in our social psyche. When I see a truck with logs, I think the damn same thing. Our family calls them nope trucks. Most effective PSA, they're like dumbest today from Australia Transit. You remember those logs fell off to the side, you're not even safe when you are passing them. Good luck. Minimize side exposure சாக்கேன் இவ்வளோ டீட்டெயிலாக பேசியிருக்கேங்க ஒருத்த பற்றி. One time when I was in college, I was riding back of seat with two friends on the way to Florida to see my brother from spring break. We were going down through the swampy area near a CGA border and riding behind a big rig hauling massive steel beams. It was around midnight or 1 a.m. and we were the only two vehicles on the road at the time. All of a sudden, I got this intense feeling of dread about riding behind this trailer and asked the driver to switch lanes and get around this truck because something doesn't feel right. But exaggerated when I say no sooner than the moment we cleared that white lane into the left lane, one of those giant beams came off the truck and went careening down the highway, shooting sparks as it tore chunks out of the road. It was honestly one of the craziest things that ever happened. We all just kind of freaked out for a minute and just sat in silence for a couple hours. I think about all the time, and honestly, that scene in final station is partially responsible for saving our lives. Facts. Parallel deepa. Did you see the exact situation a few days ago? Did it link? My wife and I call them finalization trucks. We have rules like never drive behind a finalization truck. If you're going to pass a finalization truck, do it as quickly as possible. Nice, 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 nice. ரொம்ப க்யூட்டாக இருக்குல்ல அந்த மாதிரி ஃபைல் டிசிஷனை எவ்வளோ ட்ராமடைஸ் பண்ணியிருக்குன்னு பார்க்க. The moment I fell in love with Bloodlines, this is peak cinema. Nice. The whole sequence was well executed from the song to breaks, acting to tension slowly building to glass breaks. Was on edge of my seat. Sorry if I did it too, but Bloodlines has the best premonition scene. Nice, nice. I love the build up before with all the omniscient signs, the Johnny Cash song. It was completed ahead of the schedule. The overcrowded elevator, etc. All things you see in crowd and structure, all of a sudden it seems creepy as fuck. And the build up to shout, song plays, everything falls apart. Above the elevator, just saw one of the petition impressed. They're already over capacity. Nice, nice, nice. Everything in the first 20 minutes is perfect. It was just only in set in 1968. It would have been my favorite entry in the franchise. It's two after Final Destination 3. I had high hopes for Bloodlines and delivered. We are so back. I prefer one because it was one of the ones that actually scary. There is no escaping death in that one. Also, like two, just how for creative. Feels 3 feels overrated. Right after the movie finished, me and my wife had to go in the elevator to get the parking lot garage, and there were already 6 in the elevator. We just noped the fuck out and waited for the other one. I would have been finding the nearest stairs as soon as possible. We had an escalator outside of the movie theater, and I said, nope. We got an escalator, and even that had me checking our shoelaces. That even result in that. It all starts from the new line cinema logo, Chef's Kiss. I'm honestly not sure how 7 could top this opening scene. Had me sweating throughout. I better not see the final decision sound teaser or trailer for a while, praying they spend enough time and effort to something that could top this sequence. True. To be honest, this was completed within a year or something. Originally, they were wanting to do a boat, then they changed the idea to firefighters, then finally changed the idea to what it is now. Well, that makes me very hopeful that they can keep the quality consistent while still pumping these out. Thanks for the info. It's still like the firefighter idea. I don't know, it would have been a good idea, but I think it would be interesting if the next person with the vision is already in a spot where they can't just leave. Like these buildings on fire, you can't really just do your job. So instead, what if they just try change what they did in a vision and not only survive but save others? I think they will probably slow down, kind of like a Foundation 3, 1 and 2 were huge spectacular accidents and Foundation 3 was smaller. We barely see people actually die, but still was so effective. Dude, I gotta know if the singer survives, the world deserves those pipes. I can forgive death killing children, not hard people, but not that guy specifically. Good representation of how sensory overstimulation feels. Everything in this focus and it freezes you until something happens. Seriously, as someone with autism, I was like, oh, same girl. I tested negative autism and my psychiatrist said I don't fit the symptoms of ADHD, but I definitely have anxiety and I got really easily overstimulated if I'm stressed. Every noise, light and feeling is fighting for attention. You are too aware of everything going on and nobody seems to realize how suddenly everything is becoming too much to process. Honestly, just can't go to the participating was dancing or blaring lights. Okay, my ass does not even get considered as a party guest unless it's very small and home party. I went to a club as part of my last year school trip and lasted 5 minutes before one of the parents had came and spotted me and pressed flat against a wall, tears streaming down my face because the light and sound actually made me want to die. It was fun. Honestly, just gave up the self-medicate and way too many lattice and keep constantly keeping my music going on my headphone when it gets too bad. I'm the same, but I have never looked into autism, even though I have one kid diagnosed and another being assessed to. Even some of these adverts were loud, and I was getting a bit panicky and pushed it through. Thankfully, the movie didn't seem as bad, but this whole bit had me anxious in more ways than when it was loud. A lot on the tension, etc. I go to cinema that has little lamps at each seat. I like to go big screen and isn't so bright, seeing so well in a completely dark room. The final session பத்தில ஒரு டார்க்காக ட்ரோமேட்டிக்காக ஒரு ரெடிட் படிக்கிறான். Reddits definitely had the best promotion scene. It was extremely intense. The simplicity of 1 and 2, possibly 5, all top it time, but still a great scene. It was on right. 5 லாம் ஒரு சீனே இல்லைங்க. I think this is the best opening sequence promotion in the franchise. Agree. Suspense. So that's it, guys. That's it. நீங்கள் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க நம்புகிறேன். Whole memes and all these things regarding the family and bloodlines. Genuinely hope you enjoyed all this. நிறையா ஃபன் ஃபேக்ட்ஸ்லாம் சேர்த்து பார்த்துருக்கோம். நான் ப்ராடக்ட் உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருக்குன்னா லைக் பண்ணுங்கள். And if you have any opinions or suggestions, please let me know in the comment section. And if you want to support me, hit that subscribe button. That's the only you can support any upcoming YouTubers like me. So, நல்ல வீடியோ டெஃபினெட்லி கூட சீக்கிரம் உங்களை சந்திக்கிறேன். Take a bye. See you all. Peace out.